Alright everybody, I'm Logan Allec, I'm a CPA, and my message for you this evening is that clickbait stimulus YouTubers must be stopped. I just got done watching Meet Kevin's latest video, Stimulus Package 2, Trump Just Implied Favorite Plan, in which he somehow arrives at the conclusion that Trump's favorite stimulus plan, by implication, is the $2,000 a month Emergency Money for the People Act. Alright? I'm going to get into all the details in this video, but first let me just say that this video is pretty much the epitome of stimulus clickbait, topped only perhaps by Meet Kevin's misleading use of the phrase extra $1,000 stimulus checks just approved to refer to additional funding for the EIDL advances, okay? And I called out that BS in my April 24th video. But first, before we get into Meet Kevin's latest clickbait, and we've talked about this many times before, but to recipients of SSI or veterans benefits who do not file a tax return and have qualifying children under the age of 17, please use the IRS tool for non-filers by tomorrow, May 5th, to complete that tool and let the IRS know about your qualifying children so you get the extra $500 for each of them, all right? Now, back to Meet Kevin's latest round of clickbait. I was happily scrolling along in my YouTube feed when I saw this. Stimulus Package 2, Trump Just Implied Favorite Plan. I thought, wow, okay, did Trump really imply something today about his favorite stimulus round 2 plan? So I watched Meet Kevin's video, and it's just garbage. It's terrible. It's complete nonsense, all right? And this is why I keep saying that this clickbait stimulus stuff must be stopped, all right? Here's the breakdown of the 6.5 minute video, okay? You ready? In the first minute, he basically goes over the Emergency Money for the People Act, the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, and the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act, all things we've talked about right here on the channel before. Next, at the 1 minute 15 second mark, Meet Kevin shows you a tweet that Trump made this morning in which he said that Ilhan Omar is a disaster, okay? And then from there, for the next couple minutes, Meet Kevin points out that Ilhan Omar is behind the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act and is a co-sponsor of the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, but she's not associated with the Emergency Money for the People Act. And his whole logic here, the whole logic behind that title, is that Trump is implying that his favorite plan is the Emergency Money for the People Act because it's not associated with Ilhan Omar. Okay, first of all, Kevin, you said Trump just implied favorite plan. Well, first of all, we've known for quite a while that Donald Trump does not like Ilhan Omar, okay? This is not news at all. And the fact that he tweeted this morning his disdain for Ilhan Omar, it's basically non-news, okay? But of course, because you're a clickbait stimulus YouTuber, that must be stopped, you turned this into another stimulus video. Second of all, your logic is horrible. Just to reiterate what his logic is for you viewers out there, it goes like this. 1. Trump doesn't like Ilhan Omar. 2. Ilhan Omar. Trump is behind the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act and a co-sponsor of the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, right? So she's associated with both of those. 3. Omar is not associated with the Emergency Money for the People Act. So therefore, Trump is implying that his favorite plan is the Emergency Money for the People Act because it's not associated with Ilhan Omar. This kind of nonsense must be stopped because this is the worst logic ever. Let's say all you know about me is that I don't like chocolate chips, okay? And let's say we're in an ice cream shop where there's only 3 flavors: mint chocolate chip cookie dough, vanilla ice cream, okay? All you know about me is that I don't like chocolate chips. Does it therefore follow that since I don't like chocolate chips, and therefore I don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream, nor do I like chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, that I'm implying that my favorite is vanilla ice cream? No. Maybe I don't like ice cream at all. Maybe I just want to skedaddle out of that store. Maybe Trump doesn't like any of these. Okay? So first of all, it's not news that Trump doesn't like Ilhan Omar. That doesn't just imply anything. And second of all, it's incredibly faulty logic to read into that fact that Trump doesn't like Ilhan Omar, that he's implying that his favorite is the Emergency Money for the People Act. And then after this, for about a minute, Meet Kevin talks about how he made a video yesterday where he ranked the current stimulus proposals by the number of co-sponsors they have because he believes that you can track which bills are doing better by the amount of co-sponsors they have. No, Kevin, that's not how that works. All right, I think I might have mentioned this before, but there's actually a study, all right, done by The Atlantic, and you know The Atlantic does have some political leanings, okay, but this here is just data. right? And this data looks to be pretty neutral. And the data they found, and yes, this is a few years old, but it's not like this has changed, right? But basically, National Journal, and that's part of the Atlantic brand, did a study of the correlation between the number of co-sponsors a bill has and the chance of it passing. Newsflash, the correlation was minimal at best. Here's what they say. There is a very slight link between bill passage rate and the number of co-sponsors a bill attracted, but it wasn't close to predictive and wasn't far from non-existent. Even bills that garnered more than 200 co-sponsors had only a 45.8% success rate in a body that requires 218 votes for passage. So no, you can't tell which bills are doing better by the amount of co-sponsors that has, okay? At least if we define doing better as chance it will pass or something like it will pass, okay? Which is really all that matters to you and me, right? And then look at this in this Atlantic piece. It says one House Republican aide, a lot of bills are introduced just as messaging points and there's no intention of getting them passed. You think this might be the case with all these fairy dust bills proposed by junior weight congressmen, congresswomen in the House? Maybe. But of course, these free money bills provide for amazing YouTube fodder for the clickbait stimulus YouTubers like me, Kevin, that absolutely must be stopped. And then Kevin actually starts to speak some sense after this, and he mentions that Republicans need to get behind any bill that passes, and no Republicans are supporting this right now. But of course, that's incredibly obvious, okay? We all already know this. We know that Republicans control the Senate, there's a Republican in the White House, and that, anything that Democrats put forward must be signed off by the Republican Senate and the Republican president, right? So basically, by the time you've watched this video, you've been subjected to faulty logic arriving at a bogus conclusion followed by an obvious statement, and this, my friends, is the type of stimulus clickbait that I'm talking about and that I will continue to publicly confront like I'm doing right now. And then, of course, at the end, Kevin pitches Webull and life insurance, which I can promote too, by the way. So if you want 2 free stocks, check out the link below for Webull. Right now, they are offering 2 free stocks when you open up a new account and deposit $100. 1 free stock worth up to $250 when you open your account, and the second free stock worth up to $1,400 when you make your initial deposit of $100 or more. And if you don't have life insurance and others depend on your income, consider checking out the link below in the description for life insurance. My link actually compares quotes from several different companies like Prudential, Mutual of Omaha, Pacific Life, and several others. Well, Kevin's is just a link for one company that I think partners with like 1 or 2 insurance companies. I don't know. Anyway, do you agree with me that clickbait stimulus YouTubers must be stopped? If so, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.